Yeah, so here's another follow-up video. Once again, uh, you know, I'm in my studio. Just so the reason why I'm doing this video is because, I have some thoughts, and I think, you know, there are things I want to point out here. And uh, now, I don't know if, despite politics, despite the COVID situation and being isolated or self quarantining or self isolating or whatever it is, I think, and just looking at what, is going on in the world and just current events and all that kind of stuff, I think what people forget, and, uh, you know, despite you know having to self isolate or whatever it is, I think people are forgetting that, you know, and like despite all the shit that's gone on in the last couple of years or whatever it's been, you would think that as a human, and everyone else is a human, uh, we work together to make the world a better place. And I look at some of these extreme religious types, and I'm not, you know, all I'm saying here is, like, if you guys want heaven on earth, it's not about like persecuting or, uh, you know, uh, saying hateful shit, or even just like, treating people disrespectfully and, either racist shit or whatever it is. You know, we're all fucking humans, and the only, like, if you want heaven on earth, we all have to work together to make the world a better place. And, you know, is it really heaven on earth or whatever? You know, maybe that's, you know, uh, I would call it more of, I guess, some sort of utopia, not in the sense that, oh yeah, everyone is happy and everyone's united and stuff, which is a nice ideal. I think that is a great ideal, but yeah, I guess what I'm getting at here is, you know, despite all the shit that's gone on in the last few years, I just want to remind people that the idea is that we work together to make the world a better place, and it doesn't matter what, ethnicity you are from. It doesn't matter what, uh, you know, what your sexual preference is, or what you want to be, what your pronouns are, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what religion you follow. We all have to work together to make the world a better place. And I feel like people have forgotten that, and it's gotten like, as an example, this whole COVID thing, the COVID-19 thing, and people are being selfish and they're hoarding, items and shit, and it's me versus you kind of mentality, and that the world is not going to get better if we are thinking selfishly like that. And the other thing is like, being respectful, and like for me, like, if out of all honesty, like the last two videos I did, I was a little pissed off about the isolation element of this whole thing, but actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's like, with a minor few exceptions to that, I do think that, being respectful of others is important, and we can't make it through this. Uh, we can't make it through this without supporting and respecting and helping each other out. And it's not about oh, it's the end times. I don't think it's the end times. I think this is just a hurdle we have to face. There is a lot of good news coming out of Wuhan. I just read an article about the last temporary coronavirus emergency uh, hospital was taken down because the situation is so positive there, and things are looking good there, that they don't need the temporary hospital anymore. And yeah, I just feel like people have forgotten that. Like, it's yeah. I know that seems idealistic, but like, just think about it. Just think about it. We're all fucking humans. Like, we're not gonna get out of this being selfish and only out for yourself kind of thing. We have to work together to make the world a better place, and I think that's the only way we can move forward through life. And I'm just some musician doing this video in my fucking studio. If and you know yeah, who cares what I think? But out of all honesty, like, if you're a politician, or if you're somebody in a position where you can help others, like, just think about this. Like, uh, you know, you want a better world, and it's not about economy. Like, the economy means shit to all of this. Like, the economy does not matter. Money does not matter. Like, I get that people, that's the way, we have to, make money in order to get groceries and stuff. And the idea of money is that it replaces things like trading that went on in the, past, when people were, when there wasn't such a thing as money. And that is kind of like the symbolic what money represents. But I think people, like, you know the only way this is going to get any better is if people work together to make the world a better place. And in the end, it's not about the economy, it's not about politics. If you are a politician, out of all honesty, you gotta look at it from the perspective that people are more important than anything, because that is the truth. Like, society and what we have today wouldn't exist if it wasn't for people. And if everybody was selfish and only thinking of themselves, I don't think society would exist in the state that it does. It would be much worse off. And I guess I'm just trying to get some thoughts out here, because I think people are forgetting that it's not about us, or sorry, it's not about it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us coming together to make the world a better place. Yeah, I think we just have to come from a place of compassion. And I hope you get what I'm getting at here. Like, I don't think I think that people need to take a step back and go, you know what? Like, we need to do what's best for humanity, and we need to do things from a place of compassion. And maybe I'm being too idealistic here, but I don't think so. I don't think I'm being too idealistic. I think that, out of all honesty, we want to make the world a better place. And I think, dividing each other and being out only for yourself is not the way to go about it. And Yeah, so I hope I got across what I was trying to say there. I'm just trying to get some thoughts out and just like, like people are fucking, they're getting, you know, panicky and we look at the current political situation and what's going on in the world right now, and with all this polar, they say it's polarization, but uh, yeah, I think uh, that we don't need to divide ourselves. We don't need to, everyone's a fucking human, and you know, it's we need to come together as a society and make the world a better place. That's all I'm saying. So, on that note, the last video I talked a little bit about the new album, Data Bomb. I just want to talk about it a little bit more. I'm not entirely sure when it's going to be released yet. I'm hoping soon. I'm not going to give a specific date, but I will say the album is a little bit more political and a little bit more pissed off because of the current situation, and obviously it was inspired by the goings on around the world, and like cryptocurrency and crypto anarchy, and people talking about dystopia. We're living in a dystopia now, and things like that. You know, uh, yeah, it's a little bit more angry, a little bit more pissed off. I just kind of want to get these thoughts out and just kind of tell you what the album is about as well, and what my mental state was, and like I you know uh, I think people get too caught up in like what we're seeing right now in politics is everybody's trying to blame everyone else, and like with the COVID thing, like the US is blaming China and all this kind of stuff, and maybe it started in China or whatever it is, and it's like, what, we don't need to be pointing fingers at people. We need to come together, because this is it is concerning. Like, we have to deal with this, and it's better to not point fingers. Like, it's good to know where it originated from so that it can be dealt with, and whatever needs to be done, like if they need to have new rules regarding cleanliness or whatever it is, that we need to fix that. But pointing fingers and getting angry at each other and just being pissed off is not helping. So, like I said, I think we need to come together as society and as humanity, as humans, and don't forget, you're a human, I'm a human. We don't need to be selfish. We don't need to be. We don't need to be. Shouldn't be touching my face. We don't need to be. You know, blaming who did what, who did where. We don't need to be. Uh, throwing hate at each other. We don't need to be, like, if you want, if you're a religious type, I am not religious. I would consider myself spiritual. But if you're a religious type and you're saying it's the end times, I will be honest, like, they talk about in the Bible heaven on earth and all this stuff, and it's like, what? Like, if you want heaven on earth, we have to work together. Or if you just want peace, we don't have to even get into religion. If you want peace, or some kind of united front for humanity, we have to work together to make the world a better place. So, yeah, I think that might be it for this video. I'm just some thoughts. What do you guys think? Am I being too idealistic? Maybe that's not the right question here. I don't think I'm being too idealistic. I think that as humanity, we'll overcome our obstacles, and I think eventually we'll go out into space and travel to the stars, and whatever that looks like. Obviously not in my lifetime, unless we have some kind of major breakthrough, which I don't think will happen. But I think we'll make it out into space and travel to the stars, and go and visit the other planets in our solar system, and then eventually out in the galaxy. And I think that's it for this video. I just wanted to talk about some thoughts I'm having, and regarding the whole situation and what's going on politically and what's going on with this COVID-19 thing, and yeah, and a little bit about the album, and I'll probably do another follow-up video to this as well, getting a little bit more specific into the album and just what the inspiration was, and more specifics about the songs and stuff like that, and all that kind of thing. So if you have any thoughts regarding uniting as humanity or whatever, leave them in the comments. If you feel this video has value, please give it a like. If you share it, and also subscribe if you want to be notified when the next video comes out. So see you in the next video.